Hey there, and welcome to the Max Not Binary. I'm Max. Today we're back with some oxygen not included. Welcome in, Neo. I hope everyone in chat is having a good Monday. Spent ages setting up my camera before the stream, and now I'm not where I was. That's sort of aggravating. I wonder why. Alright then. We're gonna build some stuff. I want to box this in. I can't be bothered to vacuum it out. I think an easier way is just to box it in. We can have a little bit of a problem with this, but we'll work that out in the end. I think we can build those from up there, so it should be fine. Hello, Rissia. Welcome in. I hope you are having a good day. This is at some point gonna be Noshbean. That will, of course, require us to have any Noshbean. Though now I'm looking at it and being like, why am I not just putting the Noshbean there? Stop doing that. Also, Noshbean needs to be higher. Ugh. Yeah, so I was thinking about this game, and I was like, the problem with this game, you broke your toe, Rissia. That's terrible. How did you manage that? Yeah. I fell down the stairs. Oh, man. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Seems to be healing on its own, but it's still quite angry and purple. Did you go to the hospital and get it checked out? I mean, they don't really ever do anything about toes, if I recall correctly. But nonetheless. There's a surprisingly large number of bones I find that actually doctors don't really care about. Well, it's not that they don't care about it, but they don't think it's worthwhile actually doing anything about. Which, yeah, seems moderately surprising to me. Partner broke a rib during lockdown. Because of course they did. And yeah, I mean, it was obviously during lockdown as well. I'm gonna wait a bit longer. I can still move it independently of the other toes, and it's not affecting my walking, although it's mildly uncomfortable in shoes. Oh. Well, I'm glad it doesn't seem too bad for you. Yeah, so they broke a rib, and when we finally got in contact with the, I think we had to go to a, online doctor, because it was lockdown, to be like, hello. Good. Because you usually work from home, half the week or something, isn't it? And they were like, oh yeah, you've probably broken it, but to be honest, we wouldn't do anything about it even if you could actually physically see a doctor, so we're definitely not going to worry about it in the middle of lockdown. Thanks. Which, I understand, but still, you're a bit like, cheers. It's not the most helpful you ever could have been. I think we'll delete this ladder. Thanks. This here, I'm gonna put spindly grub fruits in. We might want to try and make them into actual grub fruits at some point. via some animals. May need to reschedule site visits, as driving the truck and walking around in safety boots do not seem like a good idea at the moment. Fair. Maybe you need some safety boots for your house, though, so that you can protect your toes. We don't have that much sulfur yet, but there is a sulfur geyser somewhere on this map. We don't actually know where, but there is one. So I'm thinking we might wind up sending someone over again. We'll have to wait a little bit because they've only just gone back. To dig out a bunch of sulfur and see if we can find that geyser. If we can find that geyser, it should be relatively straightforward to tame it, or maybe not even bother to tame it, just like let it drop heat everywhere. In the end, it's not a big deal. I suppose it might be, but it doesn't seem a super big deal. Why is there cobalt in here? Is there always cobalt in there? Seems odd. Hello, Rect. How are you doing? I am doing alright, thank you. Yeah, so I want to grow stuff. Like, my problem with this is that it's turning into a regular run, rather than what I wanted, which was to just do a specific thing. So, we need to hurry up and do the thing. And one of the things we need to do with that is we need to add to what we're going to send over here. Because we are going to send over grapefruit seeds. And also, I think it's still in misc, sulfur. There you go. That should keep you busy for a bit. I mean, not that Nisbet is... No, who are you now? Amy. Not that Amy is struggling to be busy. Being busy is going fine. We've also got this here that they can get some more algae. Hopefully. That is the plan. I've put this on permanent steel production because, like, we can, so might as well. Seems good. Alright, so you're ready for that. Okay, this is all built, so let's continue our plan to box all of this in. This is just so I don't have to vacuum it, essentially. I want to reduce the amount of vacuuming we have to do by means of just boxing the thing in. We're probably going to have to just come over from this side once we've done this layer, so that we can still get to the ladder. I mean, we can do the bottom. Have to just do these two bits. Right, what else have we got going on? We are starting to pump out the water down here. You're not mad, so there aren't any eggs there. We're clearing up, as we generally are. Oh, look. This bit is actually on it. That was some sulfur coming over. I wonder if Amy's sent us any seeds. Not yet. Oh. You're not going to do those two dupes? Why not? Space. That was the other thing I was thinking of. We need to go back to space. Let's have a look at this. How much food have we got in here? Some, but not very much. how's the... Nope. That's not what I want. I want this one. Gas. Oh, the gas is pretty good. Not super high pressure. So... I think in that case, what we can actually do is... I'm tempted to put this one as a high pressure vent and then have a regular pressure vent so that this can always vent the oxygen out as we go round, but this only vents in from our gas tank up to a reasonable pressure. I think that's a decent way of reaching a compromise there. I don't know why it excites me so much to be able to use depleted uranium for stuff, but it really does. It makes me very happy. Hello, fish. I can't even eat you. It's very disappointing. Do we want any of these? No, not really. There we go. Oh, I made a thing. Why are your eardrums popped, Lyra? Oh, no, wrong one. There's no real reason for you to have popped eardrums, to be honest. It's unclear. Ah, yes, we have allowed... Can Lyra actually get into this gym? They can. Obviously, that means that they and Neo have been trying to shoot each other in the head. Fish are friends, not food. I mean, fish are lag if they're not food. That is what I would say. That's how I feel about it. Let's have a look in here. How are you getting on? You're venting? What do you mean I don't have any power? How can I not have any power? Why is this building up here? Oh, because the vent wasn't on. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever. Now we built the vent, so that should be fine. We should stop putting our oxygen into space. I mean, we've got plenty of oxygen, that isn't really a problem. I wonder if we could fit any more solar panels on it. Hello. Can you fit more solar panels? Also, do we have any power? We do have power in the rocket. Give me 1 second, chat. I was watching Live Action Pixel the other day, and they had mess halls full of long-haired slicksters. What a Chad move. For the decor, Arisia. I love long-haired slicksters. They aren't great decor. Yeah, you could be taller. Let's, see about adding some solar panels. I don't have enough glass. Right then, let's build this out of something sensible then. So that it can actually be functional. But yeah, they're good decor. I like them. We will need to get this aquatuner working at some point reasonably soon so that we can cool this section. But as I say, that's at some point reasonably soon. What's up with you? You don't have a liquid output. Well, you do now. 8, 16, 24. Live Action Pixel has been doing the 50 dupe challenge. The last couple of times I've seen him. It looks pretty cool. Oh, this is overflowing again, right? Don't put anything in here for a minute. It does look quite fun. It was sort of reminding me that I wanted to do sort of more challenges and less regular runs. It was one of the things that reminded me that the point of this was not to, you know, just play a regular run. It was actually to do a thing. And that I ought to get on with doing the thing. The thing in this case being growing all the plants. Right. Amy. You still haven't come down here to dig this out. I wonder if you're ever going to do that. There's some sweet legs there. Can you get that one? No. What if we helped you to get those? Because I think we'd like to send some sweet legs back. So that we can have better grub fruit. What's with the super thick wall? Oh, in here? I am bricking it in because I cannot be bothered to vacuum it out. Well, I could, but we're quite short of power. So rather than vacuuming this, I was like, well, we can just brick it in. The other good thing about bricking it in is that if we brick it in and seal it like here, then we can access it from these without having to worry. So yes, those are the ideas. So we brick this in, seal it up. We will have to work out what we do with this liquid tank. I think we will have to do a tiny bit of pumping just to clear this tiny bit. I don't know how I make a thing there though. I don't know. I'll work that one out later. Maybe we'll just leave that and we'll leave it slightly imperfectly pumped out. But yes, that is the idea. It is just to save on vacuuming. Yes, you're struggling with breathability. I mean, I am aware of that. Do you know that you could come down here and dig some stuff? You don't want to, do you? What if we put your priorities up on those things, Amy? Why don't you come and do this? And then we'll put these ones up to like a 6. So you know what it is that I am expecting you to do. You will get a bit wet, I'm afraid. But there's algae here, so shortly you'll have actual oxygen, and it'll make you feel better. Alright, how's space going? Good, we can build solar panels. There's one. How is this going? This is going fine now. Because that is overpressurized, but this is going round and round quite merrily. Do we have any non-oxygen? Yeah, we've got some polluted oxygen. I mean, that's not the end of the world. We can probably turn this off for a minute. Probably people can't get in here currently. No, I reckon people can't reach, but... Oh no, they can still get in. Yep, thank you. That'll save us a bit of time. Right. No, we need more glass. How are you getting on with that? You're sort of doing it? Excellent. We're getting there, Dupes. Well done. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. We are going to put in here. What am I looking? Why? I have no idea what I'm looking there for. I want an automated drop-off. How you doing, Pip? You doing pretty well? Good. I'm pleased to hear it. There's some mank here. Let's give it a mop. How about this? This is going fine. How are you doing, Amy? I see you got all the way to the algae and then didn't dig it up. Ah, you went to sleep instead. I suppose that's acceptable. Do I have aluminum ore for that as a point of interest? Because I wouldn't necessarily bet on it. Apparently I do. Assumably the dupes will fetch it at some point. We are still struggling with our deep and abiding lack of anything resembling metal. Hardreco's doing super well though. Plastic is very forthcoming. More research. We're just sort of working down this column now. Really, there's only one left. Then we'll have to think about space research again. Have we got many data banks in here? 20? That's not loads. But we'll get there. There you go, look. You run on that wheel. Excellent. Here I want you to drop off, I suppose you can drop off the grub fruit seeds if you want. You can also drop off sweetle eggs. And the other thing I would like you to do is drop off sulfur. There we go. That will do. What don't we have? Iron. Yeah, well, that is an ongoing problem. Not necessarily one I can do anything about. Do we have any iron? Oh, we have a tiny bit. I think I'm just going to put this as forever as well, because we have so little iron ore that we might as well just make it all into iron. There you go, dupes. I was looking at the wiki, not the wiki. I was looking at the subreddit, and I was struck by how often, when new players post their bases and are like, what would you say about this? They get swamped with responses that essentially say, don't have so many dupes. There was one the other day. He was on cycle 120 and he had like 60, or they had 16 dupes. Now, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. But again, the subreddit jumped all over him being like, oh, you've got too many dupes. Like, it's not very hard to support 16 dupes. Like, you're giving the wrong advice. The advice you need to be thinking about is helping new players understand how many dupes they can support, rather than just telling them to not have loads of dupes. And it was sort of annoying me, but because I have met the internet, I didn't bother to take it up with the subreddit, because I'm sure that wouldn't have ended well. But I was thinking, like, no, the advice, don't have so many dupes, isn't necessarily good advice. And in and of itself, it isn't helpful in any way, because it doesn't address the things that you actually need to know about the game. Because not having loads of dupes isn't something you need to know about the game. Like, it's not a fundamental principle of playing the game well. The fundamental principles of playing the game well are understanding how many dupes you can support at any given time, and what that would look like, and how you think it's too hard for new players to understand the ratios of everything they need to support larger numbers of dupes? I mean, they're not going to learn if you just tell them not to have so many dupes. You know? The important thing is to help them understand the ratios, not to help them have so many dupes. Ah, rats. Hey, Zach's in as well. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah. And that's my problem with it. It's not that, you know, there are definitely situations when people have too many dupes, and that it's holding them back. But just telling them not to have them, I think, is never going to help them understand what the problem with that is. You have to try and help them think about how to make those decisions in a way that is going to be practical for them. Amy, why haven't you finished doing the toilet? What are you doing? Oh, breathing. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose we'll allow breathing. Printables? Let's have a look. The game wants to give me food. I mean, I'm sort of alright with that. I don't need any food. Apparently we've got 300,000 calories here. Researching, suit-wearing, ranching. I've just been offered such an amazing quantity of researchers. Okay, so we can't fit anything else on this rocket. So up you get, just because I like my rockets to look tidy, which is obviously not a good reason, but, you know. There we go. Not that these rockets on the whole look very tidy. They're not very good at that. That was one of the advantages of the old rocket style, is that it was a bit neater. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to put some berry sludge in here. Oh, now I haven't done half the things I need to do. Come here, you. Berry sludge. We do have a little bit in the freezer, if I recall correctly. So we can take it out. Let's have a look at consumables. I am probably going to put everyone to eat it in due course, but for now, we're going to turn everyone off it. Oh, I think I need a secondary fridge. Can you reach that? Yeah, you can. I'm just going to put a secondary fridge up there, because the only purpose of this fridge is to put things with that we want to take somewhere else, essentially. It's not necessarily for the duplicants to eat, it's more just to take things out the freezer. What was the old style of rockets? So you had a lot less options in terms of modules, because you didn't have to put your dupes in it. Well, you did. You had a cockpit, but it didn't have an inside. They just sort of went in it. And it just meant that all the modules were much more evenly sized. So you didn't get this odd stacking where you get weird sized things. Space is, I would say, quite a lot more interesting in Spaced Out. They definitely added a lot of content to space. But I think I've said a few times that I do sort of miss the old space in some ways. I miss the meteors, and I sort of miss the rockets. Rockets were just much more automated as well, because all you had to do was put a pilot in them and off they went. You could much more easily automate up your rockets. Now I'm told, I haven't got there, but I'm told from people who have got there that when you get to the very late game in Spaced Out and you're doing mining rockets, you can do a very similar thing. And I mean, that was pretty much the only rocketry you were doing in base game, was you were doing mining rockets. You did a little bit of exploring so that you could find everything out, and then you just mined stuff. But they were definitely neater. That is what I would say. Definitely neater. Why is this? Oh, I see why this is still overflowing, because we're just not using enough water. Well, that's fine. We'll get there. What was I thinking? Hello, Emily. Welcome in. I hope you're well. It's good to see you. I am, not unusually, having a grump. Is this igneous? It is. Let's dig it out. There we go. Look, they fertilised them. We're going to grow some grub fruits. Right. Amy, how's it going over here? Right, you've provided yourself with a little bit of oxygen. That's good to see. We'll leave you to do some general stuff before we send you back on digging. You probably want to sweep this up, because there's a hatch there. Can you eat it, hatch? Will you eat algae? No, you won't eat algae. That's all right then. Don't need to worry. Excellent. Oh, these sweet... Oh, no, there's more eggs there. That is something I might do. I might put that up so that we can reach this. Okay. Right. This is coming along. Let's finish in our bricking in. The Mac's somewhat grumpy. Yeah, pretty much always. One day will I get actual steam power? I mean, this is another reason for just putting this on permanently. Right, I think it's time to send Steve to space again. Excellent. Oh, I know what we haven't done. Right, berry sludge. That was what we were doing. Fridge, edibles, berry sludge. That's it. You put all of that in there. And then they should take it to space. Yep. Cool. We didn't have very much, but we did have some. Which I'm pleased to see. So, we've grown bristle blossoms, grub fruits, mealwood. I'm counting this as thimbleweed and arbor trees, even though they're wild planted. I'm entirely happy with that as the state of affairs. Sleet wheat. We've still got a few more to go, but we will get there. I was thinking about the fact that we could do with actually burning that lumber into ethanol and maybe having some petroleum generators. Although we haven't got loads of space, we could potentially... It would take a while because we'd have to empty this ocean. We could potentially use this space behind here. That might work. And that might give us somewhere we could do that. Annabelle... Thank you so much for your subscription. 11 months. That is very kind. Only 1 month away from a Shinebug upgrade. I hope you are well, having a lovely day. Thank you so much for your generosity and your continued support of the channel. It is very much appreciated. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Did we get the berry sludge in here? Yes, we did. Right. That should give Steve enough food for a little bit. So we are going to send Steve back in the rocket. Steve, are you in the rocket? Yes. Right, let's send you out. I think we're going to send it like here. We want to start to learn about these ones, I think. Maybe that would be better. Then we can't see that one. I think initially I'm going to send it that way. How's colony life today? Still lacking a number of essentials, but in terms of staying alive, you know, that's all pretty sorted. So, not too bad. The dupes are okay. What am I going to do about this? Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do about this. What is the atmosphere behind there? We could put a deodorizer here. Maybe. Maybe. Steve, are you not in the rocket yet? Oh, acknowledge warnings, begin launch. That helps. It helps if you tell your rocket to take off, if you expect it to take off. Just one of those things. Lacking in essentials, I found my new preferred way to answer. How are you? What is planned for the huge granite block? The huge granite block is going to become extra farming. Essentially, we're making a huge granite block so that we can break in this way and have it be only this atmosphere. Though there is still the idea that I should probably have made this atmosphere carbon dioxide, not oxygen. But we'll worry about that another time. But yeah. It's just it's a cheat so I don't have to vacuum it. That's literally all it is. I couldn't be bothered to vacuum it out, so I'm making the dupes brick it in. No rad bolts. And there's uranium ore in it though, so they just haven't done it. Steve, did you go? You did. Right, let's have a look. Hi, Steve. Take off your suit. Yeah, that's fine. That can stay unequipped. Nothing else is acting like it's grounded. You can, however, turn on this gas pump so that you remain a little bit more oxygenated. One of these overlays. This is the overlay. There we go. Yeah, we'll have tiny bits of oxygen escape, but that's fine because we can replace it with this. In general, that's alright. There you go, Steve. Out you go and do some looking. I came back to ONI after several years without playing, got my colony to cycle 2,500-ish, but I have a weird stutter when moving the camera. Any idea what causes it? It used to be that there was a problem with the camera pan, that it would slow down dramatically, but they have fixed that. I assume it's just late game lag, but I could not swear to that. No, there you go. Dot knows. I was watching the other day and they were saying stuff and things a lot, but I really wanted to use your remote, but I can only use it on your stream. It is set to follower. The follower remotes are a bit weird. I've changed them quite a few times because I want them to be things that are kind of only really relevant. So for this stream, which is why Max Bless is there, because it just doesn't really make any sense out of context. Yeah, I want to use my follower remotes on other people's streams, but I can't. Yeah, it's kind of a problem. And Stuff and Things is something that makes more sense here. So all the ones that are sort of more generic thoughts or feelings or whatever, I tried to put in the subscriber ones so that subscribers can use it on other streams. Oh, you're doing that, aren't you? Oh, don't do that all the time. It's going to be annoying. We just have to wait for them to actually get some eggs over here. Once we get some sweetles, we'll make this into a regular bin instead, and they can stop doing that. Right. I'm regretting the placement of this tank now, but I can't really move it. I had the same issue with What's-It, which honestly I never thought I would need on another stream, but there you go. I mean, I'm not the only person who says What's-Its. I believe the fact that it is a phrase is why the What's-Its are called What's-Its. But yes, I understand. Again, it's the same thing. Until we grow the channel pretty much exponentially. I can't have more remote slots. We are at max remote slots for an affiliate. So I have to choose. It was a snack-related conversation. Fair. Oh, muckroot. That's good. I like muckroot. Goes in the rocket. They still won't give me a farming rancher. I swear to God, it's been at least 100 cycles. I wanted to suggest this on the last stream, but it ended. Star map location sensor is your best friend for rocket restrictions. Just hook it up to the control station, and you can basically say, restricted at home, unrestricted everywhere else. Simple setup and works like a charm. Are they in rocketry or are they in automation? Or have I not in fact researched them yet? Research? No. Oh no, I haven't researched them yet. Is it these things you were thinking of? They're under rocketry. The automation broadcaster and receiver. Star map location sensor. Oh no, there it is. Oh no, I have. What? No, there it is. We did do it. Green signals are the chosen star map location. Alright, so you're in rocketry. Dot says. There you are. Yeah. Oh, this is excellent. We shall try when Steve gets back. Because yes, the fact that grounded still doesn't work properly is moderately aggravating. You would have thought they could have fixed it. But maybe not. Maybe not. You like that one? I think I've been told before, but I've certainly never used it. So it will be an interesting one to try. Because as I say, the grounded thing is just kind of non-functional. I would like to get this sorted out. That's the next thing in the list of random things I'd like to do. What would you look like? I'm going to go round there, here. I'm going to put some transformers in this one. I anticipate some problems here. But I think I see how I'm going to solve them. And then probably some batteries down there. So I think what we'll do... These are... Oh, balls. Not insulated pipe. Insulated pipe is not going to do the job. Thank you. Regular pipes. I hate that they changed default settings to no crew. Never used it until I realized how simple it is. Oh. That's going to be slightly aggravating. How are we going to make that work? Look, we've got a steam turbine going. That's quite exciting. Why do you hate it, Dot? I was sort of reading your thing about hating it and trying to understand what exactly you are being aggravated by there. Oh, that's fine. That's how we do it. That's not a problem. We need to put a tank somewhere, ideally. We could put one here. Potentially. Oh, we don't have anything like enough aluminum. We might be able to salvage some. Might be able to replace something in copper. No, not that. We're going to have to bridge over there onto this. Oh, Rimworld. Previously, you needed to let crew out and set up not grounded. Now they just get out right away and scorch themselves on rocket heat. Ah, yes. No, that is irritating. I agree. Now that I understand, I agree. There we go. Now, the only problem with that is this aquatuner is currently on this wire. As you may be able to tell, there's a very simple reason why this aquatuner should not be on this wire. Because 2400 watts is going to burn out the wire. So we do need to come up with a solution for that as well. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is currently. There's loads of things we need a solution for. Why in God's name are there 5.2 kilos of polluted oxygen up there? Oh, just everything is incredibly high pressure out here? Oh, it's probably because of this. Well, this is quite high pressure now as well. This makes me want to replace my atmosphere in here with carbon dioxide, also in this one. I'm not sure this one matters. I'm not sure there's anything that grows in the cold that needs the carbon dioxide. But there are things that grow up here. Because I want to grow mushrooms. Not that we're going to be able to grow mushrooms very easily, because we don't have the... How are you doing, Steve? Going to the bathroom. We don't really have any slime. We do, however, have somewhere we could mine for slime. Atmo sensor to 0 close to the rocket, not to the door. They stay inside because they can't get out. Fair. So yes, we can access slime. But there would be a bit of setup required. But nonetheless, something to keep in mind. Alright then. Amy. That's who we need to check in on. Amy. What happened to those sweet legs? They're not here. Do we have some sweet legs over here? We do. Do you see these sweet legs? I'd like for you to take them up here. Let's turn this up a bit. I might also turn the sulfur off for a minute. So they just bring the eggs for a second. And then once they've done that, we can change this over to a bin so that they don't go around in circles with it all the time. No, nobody wants to bring the eggs. Bring me the eggs. I thought there was more than one egg. Didn't it show that I had like 3 eggs? I'm suspicious. Very suspicious. Aha! Oh, good grief. Give me a second, chat. Sorry, chat. That was actually a call I had to pay attention to. Yes, I was showing you the new planet that we have discovered, which is not this one. It is... How are you doing, Steve? You're still doing some work here? Lovely. It is this one, which is the forest planet. Where we've got plenty of water, noticeably. Salt water and cool salt slush. No, just cool slush, not even salt slush, which is interesting. It's not a fantastically useful planet. There isn't really anything that we don't already have access to on it. But, you know, it exists. That's moderately interesting. Yes, I was just trying to give you things to look at while I couldn't be entertaining. I still don't want any of these. We appear to have quite a lot of curative tablets. Yeah, I stopped making gristleberry. We don't make frostbuns. We certainly can make roast grubfruit nut. I'm surprised we haven't actually created more berry sludge. I suppose it's coming along. We're still struggling with getting sufficient water in. Well, actually not currently. What's up with you then? Why are you constantly... I mean, where are you getting... Oh, you must be getting it from the water. What is this water coming in at? 27? Well, I can't sensibly make it any colder. Frankly. Were you having a moderate party? Well, I couldn't be entertaining. Seems fair. Right then. Lovely. So that's that sorted. Amy, you no longer need to send us either sweetles or grubfruit seeds. That is fine. Amy, where have you gone? Are you down here still? One day. It'll take you a little while to get over there. You're probably actually not going to be... You're not going to be able to reach that, are you? If we get you to, like, not dig out those two, then you'll be able to reach it and it'll be fine. Dot posted in Discord. Oh, no, you're talking to Dot. That is fine. Cool. Let's keep an eye on Steve. Oh no, there's still more work to be done here, so that's fine. Yeah. Oh no, that's what I was going to look at over here, is the water. I did turn these down a bit. Well, I turned them up a bit, essentially, so that we could get quicker throughput. But that seems to not be ideal. We need to have some sort of balance between quick enough throughput and sufficiently cold water that doesn't overheat the sleep wheat. Hello, Damn Cat. Welcome in. I hope you are well. Okay, what do we want to learn about next? I want to learn about solid filters. I would like to point out that I will be forever mad that this apparently needs you to go to space before you can learn how to sort things. Like, separating one solid from another doesn't seem that tricky. Like, we do it in factories all the time. But apparently not. Alright then. Plants. Are we going to grow, apart from nosh bean, Is there anything else that needs to grow this cold? Is there anything else that needs to grow cold? Can we, actually? Now I think about it, can we make this any colder? Polluted water. We could possibly make it a tiny bit colder. What do you freeze at? 20.6. We could move this to -5. The tech tree is kind of jank. I mean, as I say, I came to terms with a lot of it after they changed it all for the DLC. But the locking of solid filters behind space tech, I think I'm not ever going to be over. But otherwise, I don't mind the tech tree as it exists now. I like the way that they organized it so that it's in tiers, and you can sort of quite easily see where you are in terms of progression through the different techs. There's not too much behind space research. Although you clearly wouldn't need space research to make the monument, I can understand why the monument is all the way up here, because you want to, you know, it's a game goal, so that seems fine. But there are a couple of things. If you just want to unlock that one, you databank from vents and geysers, so you don't really need to go to space. I mean, I often do that, but we did something else with that research. What did I unlock? Oh, we unlocked the reactor instead this time. But yeah, I often do. My favourite example being portraits requiring radiation research, but landscapes not needing it. Fair play. That one, there are definitely some questions about that. I agree. How much copper do we have here? Not very much. How much copper ore do we have? Some. Let's make 50. Why? There we go. This is still overflowing. Never mind. I'm not overly worried. I'd rather it overflows than doesn't fill up. I mean, we've got quite a few of these growing now, so... This is getting colder. I mean, yes, it is obvious. You would say that it needs space science to rotate portrait to landscape. I mean, fair. Yes, that's what I was trying to work out. I was trying to work out whether we want to grow anything else in the cold section. So, what plants grow in the cold? I'm looking at the plants. No, there is only sleet wheat and nosh sprout. Which means that we can actually move this down. I guess we can only move it down one because I put the thing there. Do we want to? Okay. So this is all going to be a part of this in due course, which does mean that we need to work out what we want to do, whether we want to move this entranceway, but we probably do need to move a ladder. Possibly need to get rid of that farm tile in due course. Move the ladder to like here, so we can go down. But we can work that out. And what other plants are we going to grow in here? So we're going to grow mushrooms, but we need some carbon dioxide for that. We're going to grow bog buckets, but but we need to go back here to get them. Yes, here. There they are. What else do we want to grow? Mushrooms, bog buckets. Is there anything else I need to grow? To at least grow all the food crops. Oh, waterweed. Oh, we could grow waterweed now. Yeah, we can grow waterweed now. Let's do some waterweed. A good day, Leofar. I hope you are well. I want to wait for these sweetles to hatch, so that they can go over there. Otherwise I'll wind up dropping them in here. Waterweed for those tasty salads, indeed. Indeed. Oh, you're putting it in here? No. You've obviously made some berry sludge. Where did it go? Waiting for materials. I have questions. I have many questions. I'm slightly concerned that the dupes are just, like, taking berry sludge somewhere random. It's snowing in Wisconsin already. I mean, it's November. It doesn't seem super early for it to snow in Wisconsin. Also, it's Wisconsin, which, as I understand it, is pretty snowy. And that's not very useful. Hang on. Back to the star map. Right then. You change your destination. You can come home again. Thank you. So what else can we reach to learn about? Want to come down this way. We can learn about some stuff down here. And then it's just going to be about making sure that we have filled in all the stuff that we can possibly reach. I don't think we can reach that one in any sensible way. 1, 2, 3, 4... No. Not with a steam rocket, anyway. I see a Devon running in the wheel. Is that me? Almost certainly. There you are, Leofar. I think we only have one Devon. Don't think we ever took any other Devons. One day I will actually set up something that resembles proper power. But that day is... Actually, it could be today. We're making some copper. Why don't we make some transformers? I remember that I had some sort of thought about transformers. Oh yeah, it's not a big deal. I did have a thought about it, but not something we desperately need to worry about. So we're going to put a bunch of transformers there. We probably want polluted water in this one. So we'll try and fill that up. Also, I want to consider... Should be fine. No, that's not fine. That's not fine at all. Well, I'll work it out in a minute. Let's worry about filling the loop. Right, let's work out how we're going to do this. So you are in fact going to have a thing there. We're going to sever these and bridge across this. There we go. I got my brain to work it out. It took a minute. My brain is feeling a little bit slow. The other thing we need to sever is that one. Thanks. All right. I'm not entirely sure how we are going to separate out our polluted water to do this, but we're going to give it a go. We do have quite a lot in bottles currently because we keep spilling it everywhere. That might help, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure it will help, but it might do. You never know. I wonder if we might be well served to... Let's just cut that off for a minute. So we can try and stop throwing water everywhere. So Steve's on his way back, right? Yes, excellent. Amy, how are you doing? You appear to not have any algae again. There's some oxygen up there, though. Things have definitely been worse for you. These are coming along. I just have to be patient and wait for them. Piping. Deconstruct that. We can just have a granite one, it's fine. Oh, Rimworld. I have actually been playing some Rimworld in my own time, which doesn't help with the endless struggles to remember which one is the rotate key. Alright, so we're also going to put in a floor here, and we're going to put batteries along here. And we're going to move our battery storage. No. Why is this on all? Deconstruct buildings, thank you. We're going to move our battery storage from down here to like up here where we can cool it. I mean, not that it's not fairly cool down there, because it is still cold down here. But perhaps not as cold as it has been. The other thing I'd like you to do, Dupes, is can you build a... No. If you build it there, we still won't be able to do it. Where can I build it? I'll just build it here. And we'll put the, we'll pour some polluted water in here to go in there. My own time sounds so weird. Aren't we like family and all your time is ours too? I mean, I have my own time even from my family, you know. Partner and I definitely have our own time. So, I would say that my family is sort of predicated on the idea that we can have our own time. Nope. Oh, I don't want any pufflets. So, it is not against you, Twitch chat, it is more against the concept of not having my own time. I think Lyra is getting a lot more strength training than they actually are athletics training. Because they seem to be doing this a lot rather than running on the wheel. Lyra, how is your... Oh, this doesn't actually train strength, does it? It only trains machinery. It should definitely train strength. You know, it should definitely train strength. If you do, look at the effort they're putting in. Look at the effort on Neo's face there. Should definitely train strength. I will hold to it forever. Alright, we're out of iron. Oh, we don't have enough refined carbon. That I can help you with. There you go. You can make some of that. Let's move some batteries up here. Yes, I'm going to put a smart battery either end in case we want to actually automate anything. So I have a mod that shows if stat is being increased depending on action. Oh, that's quite nice. Alright, so we can empty all of this polluted water in here. And then we can use that to start filling our thing. But yes, we're going to make this our battery storage. Yeah, and as I say, I'm going to put a smart battery either end so that we are able to control. But we don't need loads. We just need to be able to. That is sufficient. And these hold more power anyway. Not that we're going to have loads of power to hold, but we can hope. We can hope. We need to find something to do with this. I mean, as you can see, we can't sensibly put it in here just now. Because we're having some problems with that. As a concept, but we'll get there. Alright. How's Steve doing? No, he's going to be a little while. How's Amy doing? Amy? Gasping for breath. Trying to go to the bathroom. This one's hot polluted oxygen. What? The oxygen comes out at like 500 C, does it? That's not going to be super easy to deal with. It's a shame it's not just polluted oxygen, because then we could just open it up, frankly. And use it for a bit of oxygen. But no. Unfortunately not. Okay. Nobody is managing to actually put any water in here. You all seem busy, Dupes. What is it that you are all so busy doing? I mean, there's quite a lot of mopping. I see there's some running on the wheels here to top up our mains power. Is this really necessary? Do we need our mains power topped up here? Because it looks like I've got 3 steam turbines going. Is that genuinely... Oh, it's because you're filling up the new batteries, aren't you? That's what you're doing. Well, I should stop that in a minute. I think we might actually deconstruct that. We might stop Dupes being able to fill up these. And then the other thing we'll do is... Let's have a look at the power grid. Yes, these are pretty full. So these can go as well. Oh, sorry. There you go. You don't need to exist anymore. Thank you. So we do seem to largely be providing enough water for the sleepweeds. I mean, possibly just because they keep insisting that they're too hot. I mean, I genuinely can't do any more for you, sleepweeds. 7.5. Would you freeze that salt water just to check? Yeah. Can I do something more? Maybe. If we turn this down just a smidge, it might help. I have to say that although this was quite fun to set up, and I quite enjoy the fact that we're piping water to a different planet to cool it so we can pipe it back again, and that to do that we're also piping hydrogen over here. It's not a sensible plan. Would not recommend. Entertaining, not sensible. Cost is high. Cost is very high. Unduly. But, you know, sometimes you've just got to entertain yourself, haven't you? So, I'd really like to wire up my base so that we could actually stop running this nonsense. But that would require us to think about how much power we've got. I reckon we need 2 wires. 240, 240. Do we need 2 wires? Maybe not. The only really big draw we've got is this. I mean, the skill scrubber, but we're not going to use that very often. Ideally, we could do with double small transformers for that, but these fit very nicely, so that's not really going to work. It works if you don't have any other solution. I mean, it mostly works. There are some problems with whether it works, but it is an option if you are short of other options, I think I'd say. Whether it strictly works might be a different thing. Now, I'm not going to plant sleetweed up there, so I think a thing I would like to do is, if I do this, will it work? I think it should be fine. Let's actually just bridge that back onto there. Simple cooling is make ice, but it needs quite a lot of power. Fair. How are we doing for the temperatures here? The temperatures are rising here, so we definitely need to try and get this going. Nobody is pouring polluted water in here. Can we maybe do that a little bit more urgently? It's not like we don't have plenty lying around the map, because I can see it. I can see it with my eyes, Dupes. I know it is there. Of course, the other problem with that is that we need metal. That is something we could work out to start off with. Because we don't have any transformers on this system at all. So we could start by just trying to wire it. There's going to be a couple of bits that are problematic there. Because we're going to have to get into that. Can we get Lyra to do it? No, I'm not sure we can. Let's cancel that. No, come here. Thank you. I would like a small ladder piece there. And hopefully either Neo or Lyra will do it. And we will see. Alright, how are you getting on with this, Dupes? Still loads of errands to do there, so you get on with that. Oh, Sweetles. Oh, this one's going to take ages. Could maybe move it. Can I move it somewhere? I know what we could do. Can you please put that egg in here for a second? And then we'll just plonk it there. And that'll mean we can delete this one and start coming down here. Oh yeah, I'd quite like to deconstruct just that bit to see if we can let this polluted oxygen out to go somewhere else. Good, right, let's let this sweet leg out. Now I would like to deconstruct these. Will the sweetles escape? They could escape, couldn't they? Let's have a look. Once you grow... Yeah, you can definitely do that. We might want a door to prevent sweetle escape. Considering we work quite hard to get them there, we don't then want them to go escaping. Okay. Ladder. And now you will see what the point of this was, because now we can just deconstruct it. And, not worry about it. And we can put some waterweed in. Have we still got any waterweed growing wild? I think I've managed to dig it all up in the end. I did try and keep some for quite a long time. What's up with you? Nobody's looking after you. We don't have enough dupes, you see. Definitely don't have enough duplicants. Annoying little sweetles with their freakishly long legs. I mean, yes, it is a bit creepy, frankly. So, waterweeds only grow one high. That means that this is in completely the wrong place, doesn't it? Because we want you to be one further up. I mean, we can move you to there without too much trouble. I mean, maybe. We'll see. I remember the first time I saw that animation, it did really creep me out. I think they're so funny. I think they're quite cool, actually. I quite like their really long legs. I can certainly understand why you might find it creepy, but I do kind of like it. Okay. I'll worry about not having a planetarium when we finish the nuclear research for that. I made a farm that they needed to use those long legs. Lots of people make those farms that require the grubs and like their ability to snake around stuff. I've seen quite a few of those, which I quite like. Right. Well done, Emily. I see we're still overflowing this. We did sever that, though, so... So now we're just overflowing this. How are we doing in here? We've still got loads to put in. Camera framing is a bit suboptimal. You're cut off from the nose down most of the time when you're leaning forward to look at the game. I was saying this when I loaded up, Emily, which is that I spent quite a significant amount of time sorting out my camera settings before I loaded the stream, and now they do not in any way appear to be in the same place as they were when I started, but I can try to fix it. Come here, you. There we go. Right. Now I've got a vague hope of fixing it. Let's have a look at what the printables are. Drecklets? I mean, we don't really need any drecklets. No. Let's reject all of these. Rubbish. Yeah, you see, that isn't what the camera was doing when I was sorting it out. which is slightly aggravating. It was, yeah, a bit more zoomed in. Configure video. We can just zoom it out one more, and that should do it. Instructions unclear, cut off nose. I mean, apparently so. That is how the camera feels. There we go. We can zoom it back a little bit and see if that helps. Alright, you get back over there. No, that is not what I wanted to happen. Over there. Good. Lovely. Let me know if that's better. The problem is I'm not super interested in you seeing my room. And, I mean, hello. Oh, I like to eat PB&J. It took me a minute to pass that, but welcome in. I hope you are well, having a good day. Alright, we need to redirect this. Let's sever that. And then we should be a bit set up for waterweed. My concern with the waterweed is that we're going to have to feed it from this saltwater geyser, which is very hot. A messy room adds character. I mean, the room isn't very messy, to be honest. It's sort of just my house. And my house is never very messy. I don't create loads of mess, and my partner tidies, so that's sort of how that works. It's always funny when they've been away, and I am, you know, just before they come home, I'm like, oh, I better tidy, and that mostly involves filling the dishwasher, and that's usually about it. Maybe taking out the rubbish, you know, because that's sort of the only mess I really make. So even though I am not necessarily one for tidying, we don't have to worry too much about the mess. How are we doing here on clearing that? Right, this is now clean oxygen, which makes me considerably more relaxed if it gets incorporated into here, which I think it might. I think we might deconstruct this, sweep it up, and then rebuild this, and then we don't have to worry about this bit because it's all clean oxygen. It covers mess with towel. My room isn't big enough for mess. Fair. Right, sweep that up, you lot. We don't need that to be on quite such a high priority. I assume they'll get round to some of these things eventually. Who knows? Is Steve back yet? Yes. Hello, Steve. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Right, we're gonna get that turned off again. Where's the thing? What am I looking for? That one. Disable building. But otherwise, we're probably pretty much good to send it out again fairly soon. Let's work on powering it up. This is getting its oxygen in. This needs closing. What happened to the switch? I appear to have deleted the switch that controls this. I wonder when I did that. Why have I deleted the automation on this vent? I hope I actually deleted it and it hasn't just vanished into the void, because I'd be kind of unhappy about that. But I assume that I did actually delete it. You know what I'm going to do now, though? I'm going to build it out of uranium. Because it will forever make me laugh. It melted. I mean, we'll probably be able to tell if there's any... No, there's... Well, I suppose if it turned to a liquid, it might have gone into the background of space. Maybe we shouldn't make it of uranium. Let's have a look. I mean... I suppose it might have. There is, I suppose, a vague possibility that given what we had to heat the steam up such a lot to build the... No, to melt the naphtha. Well, to melt the plastic into naphtha. It's possible that it did melt, maybe when we opened this vent. What's the ladder temps? 60. 44. No, it doesn't look like... There's no heat here. Yeah, it seems pretty unlikely. I mean, this is... The vent's pretty hot. If you look at the vent, it's like 146, though. So, maybe? Could be that. We'll make it out of copper and it should stay alive a bit better. Right, this needs to be shut. Thank you. And you need to be on. So we can fill our rocket with steam to send it back out. I see we are still spilling our polluted water everywhere. This is apparently going to go on for a little while. When are you going dormant again? Oh, not for 31 cycles. Alright then. We will have to see about that. That's quite funny that it melted. I'm pretty entertained by that. How are you doing? You're doing fine. You are all oxygen, so I'm going to seal this up. Yeah, the dupes just don't really have any time to get on with stuff. Who have we got? We've got 14 dupes. I mean, I can only sensibly take 2 more. Because I can only house 2 more. It may be a little stinky, but at least it's nice and cool. And that's what the citrus scented deodorizers are for. I mean, yes. I mean, that's sorted it out. And to be fair, there's such high pressure oxygen in there that it'll keep the pressures up in here for some time. But yeah, look, the dupes just aren't really getting round to anything. Because they're too busy. Love them. Poor dabs. Obviously, as I say this, I'm thinking about sending one over here. There you go. You making oxygen up here again? No? What did you do with the oxygen you've just dug up? There's no way you used all of that already. I suppose there might be. Who knows? I thought for a moment you're still talking about your place. We do not have any citrus-scented deodorizers. Nor am I entirely sure what we would do with them if we had them. Unfortunately, this is all carbon dioxide. Sometimes you get nice pockets of oxygen in this biome, but apparently not today. Today we're only getting more carbon dioxide, which doesn't really help us. It looks like Amy has been dropping the algae continually. And that's why there isn't any in the thing. I am glad. Right then. What are we waiting on here? Right. One thing we want to do here is we're going to build some of these. And these will have water weed. These copper, they are, yeah. Cool. Yeah. We're struggling with our power, as you can see. But never mind. There's not loads we can do about it just now. What could we do? How much coal do we have? Because I think we've got a little bit. Maybe we could run some coal for 5.5 tons. That's not going to last very long, is it? We do have a little bit, but not really a sufficient amount to in any way make building a coal generator worthwhile. There's still the possibility of building nuclear down here. But that might be, well, for one thing, it's going to be a particular endeavour, and we need to clear out all this water first. And that is also proving to be an endeavour. So we might have to see about that. Alright. Instead of trying to mop that, build a wall to the left of right of the geyser to stop when it's underwater. Oh no, I don't want it to stop. Souse. Because if it stops, we're never going to have enough water to run our electrolyzer. Which is going to be a problem. It's just because I put this salt water in it. We put too much salt water in it. And now it's overflowing. Also welcome in. I hope you are well. But yes, we could certainly overpressurize it if we wanted it to stop. But I'm just going to deal with the mopping, unfortunately. Endless task then. Yeah, unfortunately that's going to be the way it is until we work through some of this. We could try and... I mean, I don't really want to pump out some of the salt water again. But we could do that. If we particularly wanted to. How are you doing, bees? Speaking of radiation. 4 ton? 1.2 ton? There we go. So, you know we were saying we'd have to... I might regret having built this. You know we were saying that we're going to have to feed these hot water, because they need salt water to grow. Do they just need to be in salt water? How do you work water weed? No, you see, you need salt water and bleachstone. Well, I mean, we've got plenty of bleachstone. It's not a huge problem. We can't farm them forever, but we can farm them for a reasonable amount of time. So it might be better if we built a better way to cool them, because they're going to have hot water going into them. So we want to keep their temperature down. So we could, rather than running this pipe here, we could put water here. And a line underneath it. I think we've got plenty of space. I think the water weed can go quite a bit hotter anyway, though. So I might not bother. Yeah, they go up to 65C. They'll be fine. Whatever. You'll cope, waterweed. How the hell are we going to get any water up there to them? That could be another problem. I didn't know domesticated waterweed could also use regular water. Oh yeah, they need to be in water. That's fine. We can do that. The way we're going to put them in water is we're going to use the mod that you recommended to us. I've enjoyed this mod for things like that. Oh, for things like this. How many tiles have we got? 17. Say 800 kilos. That's going to be too much, but it's fine. Enable auto bottle. I don't think we need to. Let's do that. And we'll put some salt water on them. Just the same as we've done actually with all of these ones as well, to improve the temperature. Please God, give me some printables that I can use. I mean, no. It'll help when we can let Lyra out. Lyra, how is your athletics going? 4? Yeah, you're definitely not spending enough time running on that wheel. Oh, I see, they've never actually got in there to do that. Is it on your task list at all? Construction supply ladder. It is sort of vaguely on your task list. Maybe one day you'll get to it. I only ever use salt water myself, but the wiki says regular water works too. Also, hello KJ, welcome in. It's good to see you. I mean... Oh, hello, speaking of spilling... Apparently the pressure here is so high that the polluted water can't actually displace this bit of polluted oxygen. What? I mean, what? What? Do we understand? Because I don't understand how this has happened. It doesn't make any sense to me. Speaking of mopping, let's do some of that. I think we've got a... We've made an endless Escher waterfall. Accidentally. Which isn't strictly helpful. Oh, there you go, it's sorted itself out. Right, let's deconstruct that. It seems more like a logical thing. It is. It is a little mini waterfall. So, you know. You get something new every day. Sure. You are gonna have some pipes. That's not where pipes live. This is where pipes live. And we're gonna fill this. We got a tank, so we want to go directly on. I mean, I know that most of you here will know this, but if there are new viewers, or people who are newer to the game, so normally when you want to fill a loop, you would bridge onto it, so that you only got as much as you wanted. But if you have a tank on it, if you bridge on, it'll only fill the loop and it won't fill the tank. So if you've got a tank that you might want to fill on the way, you, oh, they never built that. You need to join the pipes up directly. We need some aluminum. Can I actually make any? Yes, we could make one piece of aluminum. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, hang on. If you're gonna be planting stuff there, which I'm not against, I'd also like you to turn off the farm plots so you don't constantly bring bleach stone. That is the thing. At least it didn't fall in my ethanol. I'm pleased about that. Oh, pinch of pepper. They're going to be a little bit of a pain, because they're going to need their own section to grow in, because they need to be too hot for everything else. Leave aside the fact that they're a pain to grow. We might try and pit plant them. I have no idea where we can put that, though. We'll just have to sort of hope for the best. Steve. There's plenty of food in here, isn't there? There's loads of food in here. Look at this. Loads of food. We have made some more berry sludge, finally. So, let's send Steve out again to continue exploring the world. And once Steve's finished exploring the range of this rocket, we're going to start sending Steve up to do the research as well. Right. Where can we go to find useful things to explore? This way? I mean, there's a something down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems fine. Let's head there. Hey, better. Did I get a new light for my room? No, it is the same light. Oh, I might have it turned up. Yes, I have it turned up. There we go. Let me turn it down. I forget why I had it turned up. There was... Oh, balls. We just broke some pipes, didn't we, with this? Yeah, of course we did. Oh, you're not actually connected. No wonder we broke some pipes. Well, that's not going to work out, is it? Yes, is that better? I was sort of looking at myself earlier and wondering why I was quite so shiny. I'm pretty sure that the camera on this that you look at shows differently than the camera when I try to change things. Because it's still much closer than it is when I look at it. I hate Streamlabs. But we did that the other day. We talked about how much I hate Streamlabs, so we don't need to do that one again. Oh, I mean, that doesn't matter. We'll fix that. Excellent. Right. Good. They've done the thing on all of this. The grubs are... The Sweetles are giving us actual grubs. Which is excellent. I mean, the other problem is that the Sweetles are going to turn into grubs, which isn't necessarily what I want, but it's just the way it's going to be. Is this working now? Yes. Excellent. So now we're finished filling that up, which is what we wanted. We should use the... And this explains why we see the back of your head only. I mean, that would be quite impressive. You should use the Twitch studio streaming program. I also had Streamlabs and I had tons of issues. then switch to Twitch Studio and no issues at all. That's the one that's just, like, comes with Twitch, isn't it? That's the one that Twitch directs you to, if you just sort of start streaming with them. I mean, what I should really do is learn OBS. But it was hard enough to learn how to work Streamlabs. But I should learn to work OBS, if only because Streamlabs stole OBS's work. And that is, you know, not great. And not necessarily something that I wish to endorse. The Sweetles have good animations. I like them. Hello, Fungus. Welcome in. It's great, though. Free and has pretty much all you need. OBS is okay, but Twitch Studio is much better. Ah, I may well give it a go. Thank you, Better. How goes the oxygen? Oxygen, not a problem. Other things, kind of a problem. Mostly power and metal. Right, how are we getting on here? You full? You are full. Turn this off. Open this vent. Rebuild this pipe. We'll let all of that out. I use OBS and it seems fine for you. I mean, what I have always heard about OBS is that it's a bit impenetrable when you first look at it, but once you have, you know, learnt what it does, and how to use it, it's pretty good and much better than Streamlabs' version, actually. So that sounds alright. I just have to learn it. There's loads of things that I should be doing to make the stream better, and I just turned you off. You little what names? Oh, thank you, GC. I need to make a sort of action plan of all the things I want to improve, and then I will work through them. I can't believe I just said that. Is that actually something I'm going to do? Wow. I don't know. I had an appointment with my psychiatrist earlier today. And he was saying about how much improvement there has been. And then I go and say something like that, and I'm like, yes. That is quite a lot of improvement. That is not something I would say. I think I want to put more polluted water in this tank. Oh no, this is turning on. That's not great. We're going to wind up burning out this line. Can I set you to turn on if it's... Well, I definitely don't want you set there anyway. Turn on if it's above 90. There you go. I had my psych appointment yesterday. All is well. Good to hear those words. Yeah. Yeah, now all I really need is to find a GP that will like continue my prescription. I think I've talked about this before, that the antidepressants that I'm on are off book essentially in the UK, which means they're not licensed for use on depression, but they are licensed for other things. And my GPs essentially were like, computer says no, you can't have it. And I'm like, I've literally got a psychiatrist here saying that this is what I should have. And they're like, no, computer says no. So I need to find one that will prescribe it, because as my psychiatrist was saying, it's a waste of time, his time and my money, seeing him every 3 months just to essentially write a prescription. So that is on my also on my action list of things to do. I'm sure you're all excited by this knowledge. But yes, in general, doing much better, which is pleasing. I have to stream a lot. Do your meds inadvertently give you more sleep has done wonders for my sleep. No, my meds actually have the opposite effect. But they largely have no effect on me because I sleep terribly anyway. But yeah, one of the side effects is terrible sleep rather than more sleep. They're not good for sleeping. But yeah, because I don't sleep well anyway, I'm pretty relaxed about that. Computer says no. I forget what show that was from. Is it from the IT Crowd? In which case I might stop using it, but it is really though it was from Little Britain, well, I mean, there's reasons to stop using it from them as well, but I'm more relaxed about it. Was David Walliams. You see, that would be the reason to stop using it. But I think I can be relaxed enough about that. It's a good it's such a good phrase because it does actually properly describe a bunch of those sorts of interactions that you have. Is there scandal? Not really scandal. He's largely considered to be a not very nice person. The Guardian were trying to raise a scandal about him the other day, being mean and sexist and like kind of a jerk to the contestants on Britain's Got Talent. But I must admit, they ran it as like their banner headline for a little bit, and I'm like, this isn't even news. One, it's not that big of a deal. It was a comment to another presenter, that was just picked up by a microphone, and it's not like he said anything that terrible that, is obviously an instant problem. And I noticed they dropped it down quite a lot. But yeah, apparently he's just not very nice. And, I've been hearing that for a very long time. How are you enjoying your new PM? God. Rishi, I mean, he's exactly what I expected him to be. There's someone I follow on Twitter who has described Rishi, I think, accurately as essentially a junior minister who got promoted too far too fast, and is in no way equipped to deal with where he is. I mean, at least he's not quite as insane an ideologue as the last one. But, he doesn't really have a clue. That's the big problem. He just doesn't really have a clue. He just looked competent to the Tory party and membership compared to with what they just had. But he's not. Do you like Ricky Gervais? No, not really. I never thought he was very funny. And I mean, there definitely is plenty of scandal about him being a massive transphobe. Whining about people cancelling him at his sold out shows. I mean, I can't understand how people can't see the fairly obvious problems there. Yeah, he's not great. He's one of those who likes to do it all as it's a... I don't know if I really want Ari. I mean, I'm interested by these, but we just took Lyra to do those. So I don't know if that's actually what we want. Let's have a look at our dupes. Yeah, he's definitely one of those who's like, oh no, it's all, comedy. You can't take a joke. To which my answer is no. No, I can't. It's not a very good joke. Thanks. Also, maybe stop making jokes about marginalised groups. Is this not straightforward to people? Apparently not, obviously. Oh, look, we could let Lyra outside now. That would be nice. I just see him talking trash to a lot of different kinds of people. Some of it is funny. I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily find that style of humour very funny anyway. I didn't enjoy many of his shows, which are all based around being, you know, massively embarrassed for people, and that's not something I enjoy. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was trying to decide whether I got distracted putting skills in. I was trying to decide whether I want this one. We have... Do we only have 3 operators? Oh, it looks like... Okay, so we want to take... No, we have 4. No, 3. We want to take an operator and a farming rancher. JSP, you are almost certainly looking for Zebra Pig. I am not Zebra Pig. I'm Max. This is the Max not binary. What is... why are you dying? Excuse you? Alright. Zebra Pig hosts this channel when they're not live. And that brings you here to me. You're welcome to stay. Or if you would like to see Zebra Pig's reaction to the TikTok and... oh, they're going to cook those. Stop cooking them. No cooking. Give me 1 second. No, don't do any of that. No using my sleep wheat grains. You can check out their VODs. The best place probably now to check them out is on their YouTube channel, which has the same name as their Twitch channel. But as I say, you are welcome to hang out. I don't keep track of famous people, so I don't really know much about other going-ons. I think that's entirely reasonable. I don't sort of do it actively, but this is one of those things that the people you follow on Twitter and things like that just sort of bring into your life, whether you want them or not. And this is one of those things for me that gets brought into my life. But yeah, my bigger problem with him is that I just don't think he's very funny. What are we going to do with this salt water? We can probably just drop it down. It can stay there for now. It's not going to do any harm. Yeah, just chilling. And that is very nice, just spare. I hope you're having a lovely day. Do you watch The Crown? I don't watch any television, Petter. With the occasional exception of sports. That would be the only television I watch, and that includes both live television and streaming services. I suppose there are vague occasions when partner makes me watch something with them, but that's pretty rare. Like, we did start watching The Sandman when we were on, when I was gone for a week, when we were on holiday, but we've never finished it. We do need to finish it. Because I was quite enjoying it, but I went off the television a while ago. A lot of the shows that were popular are... There's lots of people being unpleasant to each other, and, like, there's plenty of that in, like, the world. I don't really need it on television. No balls. I appear to have failed to stop mopping when I intended to. That's a bit unfortunate. But we can replant our sleet wheat. So I sort of went off it. So now when I want to relax in that sort of way, I watch YouTube or Twitch. I fell into a very weird YouTube hole the other day of beard care. Not entirely sure how I got there, but I did watch several videos about beard care, including one about trimmers and one about a guy shaving off his beard and doing loads of different shapes with it on the way, he was moderately entertaining. But I don't really know why this happened to me. It was just one of those things that the YouTube algorithm decided that I might like to look at. But obviously I don't have a lot of trouble with my beard care, so it wasn't super helpful to me. Why have we only got 5 critters in here? I mean, they're obviously growing. Or maybe they were all the same age. They might have all been the same age, I guess. I haven't sat in front of a TV for so long. And that's sort of how I am as well, Leofar. That I just don't really do it. Oh, I know what we can do. What if I empty you? And, like, no, not the water. I want to empty the salt water. Let's see if we can empty a couple of these and see what happens. I wish they had a proper animation for them emptying bottles. Oh, that appears to be fine, mostly. Okay. I think that's about the weirdest one I've had recently. What has possibly happened to this? What is damaged? Not that, by the look of it. Pipe? No, I guess the water got too cold. Interesting. It shouldn't happen too much. Well, you're not binary. Who really knows what can happen? I mean, that's true. I've never really been able to grow a good beard, though. Even just an operating animation over the empty bottle would work, because there's no visual clue if they're just standing there or emptying. I agree. I agree, Leofar. I would like them to include, yes, at least some sort of animation on that. I assume, yeah, we finished this now. That is going to lead to a couple of things for us to do. I think the first thing we're going to do is just start researching something else. Yeah, you see, because then we waste uranium shooting it at the ceiling. I need to be a bit better at that. Okay. We're getting anywhere with this water weed? Oh, I know what I was thinking of doing. How are we getting on with this? That's probably enough, is it? What's that? Gonna be an extra... I suppose we'll fill this one. We'll put an extra couple of tons in there. I'm kind of into beards, but I still think it's better I can't grow my own. I got into alpha testing for Nightingale. Super excited. I do not know anything about Nightingale, but congratulations. And I hope it's loads of fun. I think beards can look pretty, but otherwise I'm not really into them. You know, aesthetically from a distance, I would say they can be alright. It's a survival fantasy game. Oh, sounds cool. Well, I hope the alpha goes well, and, you know, that it can be a good game. So I'm still thinking about how I'm going to get this salt water from here up to there. Because, like, this map has turned into one of my maps in terms of piping. So there's a few pipes here. And we still haven't burnt out that wire yet. That's moderately... Oh, because I turned that off. My facial hair just goes randomly, so I do a clean shave. My father and brother both sport very full beards. My brother has grown his beard quite long. My dad now actually keeps his beard quite short, but he has also had times when he grows it very long. Yeah. I suspect, could I grow a beard, I would have no trouble. If I wanted one. I'm still not entirely sure I'd want one. Though I can certainly sympathise with why you might grow one just to escape the aggravation of having to shave your face every day. Because that seems like a lot of work every morning. Can't even be bothered to, like, blow dry my hair or anything. Imagine having to shave my face every day. Ugh. Seems like a lot of work, frankly. I'm not really into that. Beards are fashion for the lazy. I mean, possibly. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it across here and up there. There's going to be a couple of slight aggravations. Oh, I can't jump this. How am I going to jump this? We could move this, potentially. Yeah. Well, we're going to do something like that. I'll work out the exact details in a minute. Need 15 minutes from waking up to be ready, including showering, shaving. I mean, Corny, that's very impressive, I have to say. I am rubbish at getting myself ready. Apparently beards are itchy. Take the cat, I believe so. I think it's mostly only when you're growing them, though. My understanding is that once you have an established beard, it becomes less itchy. Just be lazy and declare it intentional. I love the feel and smell of a clean shave in the morning. Ah. I think that's sort of something I've heard before from people. That it's sort of nice. Yeah, I'm just quite lazy about morning routines, particularly considering it takes me quite a long time to become like vaguely conscious in the morning. The less things I have to do, the better I feel about it. Right, Steve, it's time for you to get back in the rocket. I need 15 minutes alone to remember how to speak. Yes, I am kind of similar. Not a huge fan. So that does make it slightly more complicated. You can't reach that, can you, Dupes? Come here. Let me assist you, because we're going to need to come up here anyway. So I moved that because my intention was to come here. I can't jump there. Oh no. No, I can't jump there. It was a stupid intention. I had a foolish intention. Oh well, whatever. We'll clear it now since we have. What about here? Well, sort of. If we go there, we can jump here. Do we want all this to be igneous? We don't necessarily need all of this to be igneous. But it is quite hot, so I think we might want it to be an igneous. because it's a hot pipe. In places that I don't necessarily want to be hot. That takes me a coffee. Mornings are definitely one of those things that you can either manage or not. I don't really know anyone who has sort of become a morning person. Oh, Rimworld. That doesn't seem to be a thing that one does. It's certainly not something that I do. I don't know if I told you. I got some pills from the GP the other day that I had to take, and they were like, you have to take them in the morning, before food or anything, you know. And I'm like, oh no, they just kept telling me I had to take them in the morning, and I'm like, so when you say morning, I don't really ever get up in the morning. Do I have to take them in the morning? They were like, no, you actually just have to take them an hour before you eat anything on an empty stomach. And I'm like, all right, that's doable. Taking them in the morning would be more problematic. So that was pleasing. All right, you're going to go out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can send you out one more. Let's have a look. I know a morning person, and she is annoyingly chirpy. I mean, I think as long as morning people don't try and make me be a morning person, then I'm fairly relaxed about them. They are welcome to their mornings. I hope they enjoy them. I will do well without, thanks. I was on stage for 30 years, 20 years on tour, and, you know, shows are at night. But ever since I retired, I love being up at 5 a.m. I'm that type of morning person that murders morning people. So I worked at a job for like 5 years where we did shift work. And I worked... we had 2 shifts, essentially, and they were 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I did that for years, and they used to rotate every other week. So every other week I would get up at 6 to go to work. Fortunately, I lived near work, but I look back now and I'm like, I have no idea how I ever did that for years. It seems remarkable to me that I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis. It is an appalling shift pattern, though. If you would like to severely struggle with your sleep forevermore, I can recommend it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Frankly. We might slowly be able to mop this up. Speaking of mopping this up, let's try not to drown that sweetle. Okay, right, stop that. How much water we put in here? Possibly. No, it should be alright. Deconstruct that. Let's put the pump back. Finish filling this. Then we need to look at moving this off this power wire, because if these two ever come on together, you know that it's going to be this bit here that's going to break, and we're going to have to get in there. Corpse, welcome in. You are almost certainly looking for Zebra Pig. I am not Zebra Pig, I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. Zebra Pig hosts this channel when they are not live. If you would like to see Zebra Pig's reaction, I advise probably the best place to check it out now, because it was a few weeks ago, is their YouTube page, which has the same name as their Twitch page. So you should be able to find it. Otherwise, though, you're very welcome to hang out and we play a lot of base builder and colony sims here. It's no worries at all. Hey look, we've got proper grub fruits. That's quite exciting. What do we make with proper grub fruits? Oh, we can make grub fruit preserve, can't we? But only if we have sucrose. How are they giving off sucrose? I thought they only gave off sucrose if we fed them. And we shouldn't be feeding them. Did you get a mic? The quality sounds better? No. This is my old mic. Which, to be fair, is an excellent mic. Possibly I've got it nearer my face or something. That's always possible. Waterweed, thanks. There you are. Yeah, let's keep it respectful. No worries. Ah, right. Okay. This is deleted, so we just want to rebuild this. And figure out where I'm going to run the power for this. I mean, I think in the end, we're going to want to get rid of a lot of these random transformers anyway, as being a little bit hard to heat. Not heat, cool. The opposite of heat. The other thing. Maybe what we do is we run this one off, for instance, here. We'd have to do a bit of shenanigans to get it up there, but maybe here? Yeah, that's a bit closer. Let's run it off this. That will work. No, that's a problem. There. Because we're going to need to bridge that one as well. Many, many endless bridges. Right, you also need a ladder piece for that. And we will want to... let's get this going before we disconnect this one, because this one is actually cooling something that matters. I forget what you're cooling. Which one are you? You're this one, so you definitely do matter. So we want a couple of bridges. Oh, Brimworld. There, there, there. And then we can probably deconstruct all of this. No! God damn you! It's so frustrating when that happens. Now I can never have that copper back. Wow. That's really aggravating. You can't hear the game sounds? Oh, you can't hear the game sounds. It's because I never unmuted the thing. I like the way that nobody else has noticed. Can you hear them now? Excellent. I'm glad. I'm really upset about that. Look, that's loads of copper. Ugh. Upsetting. Never mind. At least now our aquatuners won't cause their line to blow out. No grain sound, just don't bring it up. I mean, it's usually worth bringing it up, because if you get no game sound on my channel, it means that I've messed something up in the settings, because you should always have game sound. My ideal settings allow you to have game sound. But there you go. How many more tiles am I going to have to dig it down for this to work? I tell you what we can do actually now. We could deconstruct a little bit like that and mop. Rockets in orbit? Of here? Oh, I see. I hadn't really realised that it was there. That is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to change your destination all the way out to there. So you get the extra bit. We're just so caught up in the Max Voice ASMR. I'm glad to hear it. I suppose. Yeah. I think that's fine. I've noticed my voice has become more croaky. I don't know what's going on with that. But it does seem to be a permanent effect. For some reason. What was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the stream going forward. So, it's November, which obviously means we're coming up to Christmas. I don't know what I'm doing for Christmas and whether I will be here. The likelihood is not. But we'll see. Next week, I'm away on Monday and Tuesday, so there won't be streams. And then at some point I'm going to Ireland for a week, so there won't be streams, but I can't remember when that is. It's just in December sometime. So I'd like to try and stream a bit more. I don't know whether that's going to look like longer streams or maybe weekend streams. Because I'm also going to Australia for 3 weeks next year, so there won't be any streams there neither. So I'd sort of like to provide more entertainment up until sort of February next year when we go. So in the next sort of 2.5 months. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to achieve that. But that is on my list of things to do. So, as a heads up, and if you have ideas about, you know, whether longer streams are better or weekend streams or anything like that, there's a stream suggestions thing on the Discord. Where you are welcome to record your thoughts so that I can see them and think about them. That would be nice. Ours is a holiday. We're also going to be there for World Pride, which is going to be at Sydney Mardi Gras next year. And I've been to Australia, but years ago now. Essentially 20 years ago. I think almost exactly it'll be when we went. And I went to Mardi Gras when I was there last time. But partner has always wanted to go to Australia, and despite having travelled extensively around largely the entire world, has never been. So, given that it's World Pride next year, we were like, well, we should go. You know, it's probably time to make that trip. Also at a time when we're, you know, still fit enough to tramp all over the place, because it's going to be a quite active holiday. So yeah, that is why we're going. Yeah, partly just because partner has always wanted to see it. It coincided with with World Pride, which is nice. It's also, February is also the month of both of our birthdays. So we can partly write off the expense as like it being a birthday thing. I mean, that's obviously a bit sketch, but you know, you need some self-justification for these things. No live kangaroo petting stream. It seems unlikely, to be honest. I don't think I fancy paying for the roaming charges to broadcast from Australia. Pretty sure that would be moderately expensive. But yes, I will certainly try and keep the Discord updated while I am away. We'll have... I was thinking that we'll probably have a channel for my travels so that you can have pictures and stuff. Now I want a kangaroo petting stream. What's needed to make that happen? Well, for one thing, I don't know whether you're allowed to pet the kangaroos, considering they're quite aggressive on the whole. I did get, when I went before, I got to hold a koala. They're in no way as, like, fluffy as they look. They have very oily fur. So they feel a bit like... Yeah. If you've ever had a cat that lived outside most of the time, their fur feels a bit like that. They're also very clawy. So it looks very sweet when they hug you, but actually they do that a bit. Worst case, it becomes a kangaroo fighting stream, which definitely seems like quality content. I mean, I can understand that. Where are these plants that are dying? Why are my sleetweed dying? What the? Oh, I know what's happening. Alright, alright. Do you want to do some mopping here, duplicants? Of course you are. Why are these breaking? What? Neither of them seem to be generating repair jobs. I don't quite understand what is breaking there. Because there's nothing in these pipes. So there's nothing in this pipe here. It's empty. I guess there might be water in the tiles. I guess it's that there was water in some of the tiles. Yes. No? Oh, there is water in the pipe, it says. Doesn't show there being water in the pipe. Oh, well, that's going to keep happening then. That's going to be deeply annoying. In that case, let us empty storage on all of these. And then we also need to move the clean water out somewhere. I don't necessarily have a good place to move all the clean water to. Probably a win for the kangaroo, but 1,000 bits on me, I'm not sure I could beat a kangaroo. They're pretty impressive. Alright, so we'll get these open. Oh, that's another thing I want to do, is we want to get... I think we'll do it this side. We'll get one more suit delivered. And we are going to let Lyra out. There's a supply operator. I'd really like suit wearing, ideally. I think it's been such a long time we might wait. We'll take some bristleberries. You can use the power of your voice to calm it down. I mean, maybe. It works on partner. And they can be difficult to calm down, so... Maybe it would also work on kangaroos. Right, we are gonna let Lyra use these doors. Frankly. And we're also gonna stop Lyra coming in these places. But no, we're gonna see penguins. We've sort of booked some of the trip already. And we're going to Melbourne, which I haven't been to before. And they have penguins not that far. So we're going to go and see penguins, which should be interesting. Yeah, Melbourne. Plan to visit Tasmania next year? Oh, that would be cool. I have never been, but that would be pretty cool. Right, I think we're just going to have to put the clean water in here for a second. So that it stops freezing in here. Yeah, so... I mean, I have seen penguins, because they also have them in South Africa. In Cape Town. So I've seen them there. Or I think, not actually in Cape Town, but on Robben Island. They have them. Kind of want to move to Australia from Florida. If I were to move, it would be Melbourne, with those nice temps they have. Yes, apparently so. Second last on your wish list? Oh, amazing. What will be the final part of your wish list, Duda? Alright. I would kind of like to sweep this stuff up at some point, but we'll worry about it into the future. Okay. So, we can now theoretically feed them. We just need to get some power in here. We can just use this, because whatever. Going back to Tonga and stay. Oh, wow. There are loads of places I haven't been. I now realise, thinking about it, yes, I realised that was going to happen. I sort of knew that was going to happen anyway. The point being I just needed it out of there. Which I think is now achieved. Not quite. Can we do this mopping? It's sort of important that we get this done, Dupes. So that we can finish faffing in here. They have a gay king. In Tonga, do they? That's really interesting. Alright, you're going to need to mop this bit as well, I'm afraid. Right, you appear to have made that work, so we can cancel that one. There's a little bit of clean water there, I see. Oh, but you should mop it. Excellent. Is there a salt water? There is. Empty that one. Oh, we don't even need to. We will, though. We'll empty one. And we should be good. Who is, in fact, a very polite person. I'm glad to hear it. I mean, just because you're a king shouldn't mean that you're not polite. Okay, so we're still doing a bit of the research on that. Steve, this isn't a planet. This is not very exciting, Steve. Try harder. It doesn't look like there's actually going to be anything exciting out here. Unfortunately. Oh, do you know what? We can put the bristle blossoms back in here. I wonder what's taking up all the room in here. Also any wart seeds we happen to get. Sure. Oh, probably uranium ore is taking up the mass. But yeah, no, there's loads of places I haven't been that I would like to go, but there's not many places that partner has not been. So hence Australia. It should be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Alright then. There's still some clean water there, so unfortunately I'm going to have to pour it in here. Even though this is just going to result in it pouring. We could just build one somewhere else, maybe. I tell you what. Why don't you, for a moment, build one there? Oh, what? Would you want to live there? No. I wouldn't. Australian friends tell me that although both Sydney and Melbourne are very nice and metropolitan cities and all of that, it's still not like the best place that you could be as a queer person. So, I mean, much as like I complain about the UK for the very good reason that it's a, you know, dumpster fire currently, it's still kind of the best place to live as a queer person. There's some other bits of Europe that are good, but there's not many that are better, particularly than London. I mean, if you live in other parts of the UK, then your experience will vary. But if you live in London, you know, it's still pretty good. No, I definitely need to look at that. We might just mop. That might make it easier. We might just mop all of this out of there. It's getting quite cold now in here, so we probably don't need the to worry so much about the water coverage. Alright, it looks like all of these have now emptied themselves in the cold, which wasn't entirely what we intended, but it does seem to have sorted the problem. It must have been there, no discussions ever, the elders ruled that. And the most heartwarming thing was that each evening when the sun went down, the whole village just left whatever they did and went to the beach. Cool. I mean, Oz is alright. I mean, that's the answer. Like, I could go plenty of other places that are alright, but, you know, not better than here, and there's much less work. So, we will probably only move from the UK now if partner's job makes us move, which doesn't look likely in the short to medium term, but it's always a possibility. I mean, they were telling me that they were headhunted for a job in Berlin the other day. I mean, they're not going to take it, but, you know. So, yes, on those grounds, we might move, but otherwise we're probably not going to leave, unless it turns into an absolute disaster area here. Which, you know, given the way things are going, it could do. Certainly. That is not outside the realms of possibility. Max coming to Germany. Sweet. There've been a couple of jobs that, weirdly, considering that partner speaks like 4 European languages and none of them are German, there've been quite a few jobs in Germany over the duration that have sort of come up. There was a little bit where we were vaguely thinking about going to Cologne or Köln, which I believe is the better German pronunciation, because there was a job there, but that never really happened. So yeah. Lernen wir schon mal ein bisschen Deutsch. you can learn German, Sean, is like good or well or something positive. There haven't been any jobs in the Netherlands that we've been offered, nor actually has partner had to go there for work very often. Interestingly. Oh, I know what's going on there. You need to be expanded to allow us to put grub fruit in you. Thank you. Yeah, there haven't been any Dutch jobs. Then we better start learning German. I mean, I still have to learn Italian. Not that we're ever going there, because, I mean, they've got a bunch of fascists in charge. Like literal fascists, not even pretend ones. Actually, just literal fascists. So, there's no chance we're going back there. What's my profession? Well, this is half of my profession. Otherwise, I have a job where I work for an online retail company, but I do sort of admin stuff and things like that. So, yeah, that's what I was doing before, like, the pandemic and this. I was going to say beer, but you have great beer in Germany too. I mean, partner used to live in Brussels, so they've also done the beer thing. They're also gluten intolerant, so the beer doesn't work very well. Though for good beer, they will make an exception. Yes, Italy is indeed terrible. It is a disaster area there. Yeah, it's not even legal to marry. And definitely the fascists are going to be coming for them. Hello, Deadhead there. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Right, how are we getting on with this? We sorting it out? You can't get to the sleep week, can you? Because you put it all in here now. Yes, right. Let's put some sleep wheat in this one. So that the dupes can plant it. Where, there it is. Right. Also, Steve isn't idle. I suspect that you sort of are, though. Yeah, you're not idle because you're sleeping. Oh no, it doesn't look like you have finished. No, you've got more telescoping to do, so we'll leave you there to telescope. The Pope is living there. I mean, the Pope doesn't live there. The Pope lives in Vatican City, which is, in fact, its own country. Because the Pope. But yes, the sway of a very old-school Catholicism is still reasonably strong. Slightly unfortunately for everyone who, you know, might like some moving with the times, perhaps. Doesn't seem to be on the agenda. Oh. Nuts. These guys need bleach stone. I don't want it to off-gas, How is there carbon dioxide in here? I mean, I can vaguely see how there's polluted oxygen. Also, sweep that up, please. I'd like to, I mean, that's the carbon dioxide of someone breathing out. 20 grams? But everyone's in suits. I have questions. Yes, in the centre of Rome. I have been to the Vatican. It was very pretty. I would say. It is worth seeing. If you like to look at pretty buildings. It is very expensive though, so if you don't want to pay, like, the Pope any money, I would recommend not going. Frankly. So, you know, you have to make your own decisions about how you feel about paying the Pope money. I have to say that I don't feel amazing about it. But there weren't necessarily choices if one wanted to see the Vatican. I think we can do that. If we deconstruct these two, we can get some liquid in there. I can put a storage bin there. And we can store the bleach stone in it. Oh, printables. Excellent. Lovely. Because more salt water is exactly. I think he's got plenty of money, so you'll keep yours. I mean, I think that's a fair response. Frankly. To be fair, I was considerably less militant about countries I would go to and, you know, things I would give money to at the time I went there. But, I mean, as I say, it was kind of worth seeing. There aren't many things like it. Right then. I want to use the hauling point mod, which is as useful in this case because I can't fit a bottle emptier in here. I mean, we could do some shenanigans so I could fit a bottle emptier in, but we're not going to do shenanigans so I can fit a bottle emptier in. Instead, we're going to use this mod, which I have to say, although very useful, I sort of feel is possibly a bit better than a quality of life mod. If only because you can do things like this. Salt water, thanks. No, not that much. We probably only need like 500 kilos, thanks. We love shenanigans. I mean, indeed. The shenanigans wouldn't be very exciting, though. We just have to kind of seal this up and then do it from the inside, which we could probably do, but it wouldn't be thrilling. It's not like exciting shenanigans. Which it might have been. Oh, these poke shells are mad. That means there's an egg somewhere. There it is. Let's sweep this egg and put it in the pit of angry poke shell. Oh, look. The poke shell are not currently angry. Quick. Quick. Duplicants. Sweep. Sweep for your lives. Well, the poke shells are not actually angry for 5 minutes. I mean, we are also bringing that egg. So that will make them angry again. Jonah Witt, you did not see a thing of me. You saw Zebra Pig. I'm Max. This is the Max Not Binary. Zebra Pig hosts this channel when they're not live, which is how come that you've wound up here. You're very welcome to stay. We play a lot of base building and colony sims, but if you would like to check in with Zebra Pig, they usually stream later on in the day, and they're not on every day, so you'd have to check their schedule. It should be on their Twitch page. If you would like to watch the VODs of when the TikTok went viral and all of that, which I would recommend, they're good fun. YouTube is probably the place to find those. On Zebra Pig's site that is the same name as their Twitch channel, so you should be able to find them. No worries at all, Jonah. It has been happening for a while and is not a problem. As I say, Zebra Pig is very kindly hosting us here, and indeed deserves all of the success that is coming their way. What am I looking for, chat? What am I doing? Consumable ore, bleach stone. That's what I want. Right, chuck it in there. And we need to turn this off. It doesn't go in there anymore. Oh, thank you very much, Jonah. That's very kind. I hope you have a lovely day. Good. Well done, Dupes. You're doing very well. Excellent. Mad poke shell again. How about you two? Do you feel better? Okay, you do feel better. We'll have to watch out for another egg, which presumably will happen at some point. Right, the other thing I want to do is I wish to enable these buildings. I think I got distracted by something else that was going on here last time I meant to enable them. But I'd like to set all of these to enable. Assumably the dupes will actually plant them at some time. Steve. Oh, God. I never took you out of your Atmos suit. Come here, Steve. Unequip your suit. Got plenty of oxygen for you. And you finished your telescoping, so back you come. Excellent. Steve's doing pretty well. We've learned a fair bit. Just have to see where else we should send him. Probably here. Might go there next and see what we can find. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe up here. Can I get to that one? No. Well, that's disappointing. Well, yes, we need to do a couple more things out to learn more. Thank you so much for the bits, Annabelle. That is very kind. We will indeed have to anger management the poke shell. It's very complicated, and they need their anger management. Okay, that's fine. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go back there. It's very generous. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. I very much appreciate it. What is up with your body temperature? You're too cold? Why are you too cold? What am I running this pipe at? No, not that one. This one. I'm running it at 20. I mean, that is a little bit too cold for you. I mean, the idea was I would run it at 25. I think we've stabilized the temperature, so we can warm it a little bit now. Yeah, a little bit more than a quality of life mod. I agree, Emily. Not as egregious as something like Pliers is, if you don't have the dupes have to do it thing. But on the whole, I tend to use it for things that I could do anyway. And just make your life a bit easier. So, I'm pretty relaxed about it, actually, as a mod. What's up with you? You're all too hot, are you? 5.5. Get wrecked. What do you mean you're 10? I love the way that the... Why is the oxygen not picking up the temperature from this pipe? Is it picking the temperature up from this pipe? What if we made all of this insulated? Might that help us with some of our temperature problems in here? Let's try replacing these pipes with insulated ones, so that we can see if we can help these stay a bit cooler. That's literally the definition of quality of life. Yeah! As I say, mostly I only use it as quality of life things. But then there are the odd occasions where you can do things that, like, you probably couldn't do without it. Right, so we'll leave these to get a little bit warmer. It should be fine. Now we've brought the temperature down. I mean, I don't have loads of problems with it. But you also know that I'm not very bothered about using mods that are more than quality of life mods. if I want. Yeah. I mean, you could use meters. I mean, now they have the meter. Some of that stuff is more possible than it was probably when the mod was made. But, yeah, there's definitely, it's mostly just getting water into places where you couldn't necessarily ever fit, like, a bottle emptier or anything like that. Or you'd have to, you know, really play about to try and stack them. It's also very useful for liquid stacking, which is a bit whatsty, but yeah. I don't care. It's like I always say about the natural tiles mod. I mean, I can do it, I just don't choose to. It's not worth my time and energy to be making natural tiles, so I ain't gonna. I mean, even though I did. One day I'll actually... No, they've planted the trees now. I was considering digging up the aluminium ore, because we've got so little. And using the natural tiles mod to put something else in there. But, they've planted trees now, so they're good. Alright. Amy. You are amazingly still alive. Excuse me, you feel you don't have any work to do? You feel you don't have any work to do, Amy. Can this be true? I mean, here you go. Let me find you some work to do. Alright, if we get you up there... you can dig that out, and you can have some more algae, which you might appreciate. There you go. Poor Amy. I mean, Amy's been doing a very good job over here, to be fair. They're sort of keeping the place going. Saving us a bunch of... Hello, am I still live? Oh, I think so. Just for whatever reason, my connection to my second laptop, my second screen went down. Give me a second. I don't quite understand why my second screen just suddenly decided to disconnect, but we can see. Because it also disconnected and immediately went to the screen where it's like, we're ready for you to connect wirelessly. And I'm like, well, you were connected wirelessly just a second ago. What is your problem? There we go. Fixed. There was a very small hiccup. What's broken in the top ATN? A couple of... they're not strictly broken, but a couple of the pipes got too cold. That is what is going on here. A couple of these were too cold and they have a little bit of damage. But I couldn't be bothered to deconstruct them and reconstruct them. So I didn't, essentially. But that is what happened there. Alright then. Yeah, no, it's not ongoing damage. It's there from when we set up the ATN. They're a little bit, they are a little bit, what's the word? Like fiddly to get going, with the water through them, because I'm trying to make it quite cold. So, they're, they had a couple of strops about it, but, you know, now it's fine. See, we are pouring water everywhere. Let's try to not do that. Alright, what's next, Dupes? What is next? So we've planted one other thing. We've got at least one growing. I'm going to call that success. What else have I got to grow? So I can get this done. What else have we got to grow? Arbitraries done. Bog buckets. We'd have to go and get bog buckets. I mean, we do have some berry sludge now, which makes going to fetch bog buckets more reasonable. I wish I could build a second rocket, but I sort of suspect that we don't have anywhere near enough metals. How much steel do I currently have? 6.4 tons? Well, that actually might be enough to build another rocket. Let's have a look. Oh, well, that's nearly a ton by itself. It's not that hot, though. We could probably build the other bits out of copper if we needed to. I think I'm going to try and build a second rocket. Because I'd quite like Steve to continue his adventures in mapping the system. But I'd also like to be able to send a little work team over here to get us some bog buckets, and also possibly, if we can in any way do it, get some... Oh, there's metal volcanoes. That's what I was trying to get to. There are metal volcanoes here, which we could try and open. Is there, what metal ore is there? Just cobalt? Is there any iron ore here? I mean, there's gold amalgam, which would be nice. There might be iron ore down there, actually. I don't know if they could sensibly stay long enough for us to get to those things. I was very strict about my quality of life mod policy and not using anything OP for a long time. But now I'm like, I've done it legit 1,000 times. Let's go convenient now. Yeah, definitely. It also sort of depends what you want to do with your ONI run, doesn't it? Like, sometimes doing things the legit way is sort of a part of what you hope to achieve on any given run, and sometimes, like, it's just not, really. You know, it's just not that important. I think after this we might go back to, like, some sort of big dupe challenge. I don't know what sort. But, mostly on the grounds that I really enjoy them. I see what you're doing there. Neo. Stop that. Thank you. Let's not make more than we need. Research, that's what I wanted to look at. So, those are done. This. I mean, possibly we might want to do mining. Nobody cares about jetpacks, that's for sure. Let's start working on the diamond press then. Because also the other thing that we'll want to do is that when Steve has finished doing his mapping, we'll want to switch his telescope over for the research making machine. Of course you've managed to off-glass chlorine. Of course you have. Oh, I know why you have. It's because of this water. But you have to be in the water or you won't grow. If I understand correctly. Yes. It's pretty frustrating, I have to say. I wish you could mop up gases. That would be nice. If you could just, you know, set a little command for your duplicant to pick that up. But unfortunately not. There you go. There's a not in any way quality of life mod that I'd quite like. Mop gases. I wonder if it could be done. I assume it probably could. But, I don't know. No. do you think? Should we build it out of steel? Maybe. Oh, I was trying to look at what I wanted to grow next, was I? I think I was attempting to do that. Oh yeah, bog buckets. That's what I had in mind. Is there anything else on this list that I... Dust caps, we need carbon dioxide, but we can probably do that. Mealwood we've already grown plenty of, so that definitely counts. Thimbleweed we're growing, trees we're growing. These things grow in other situations. Yeah, so after the waterweed, it is just bog buckets and things. Mushrooms. Right. How tall are bog buckets? Hello, bog bucket. Oh, where have you gone? Bog bucket. Bog bucket. They're too tall. Right, that answers that question. So, that would be like here. To grow bog buckets. And then they can grow here, and we could theoretically put sweepers in. I haven't really bothered with the sweepers. We set the sweepers up here, but I've never actually put loaders, so they don't really do anything. Mostly for power concerns. That's indeed a mod I want. Some sort of vacuum to collect specific gases from an area. Yes. I think that would be great. Not in any way cheaty. But nonetheless, great. Okay, so we want that one, and then we want one more. That is also 3 down. It's going to be like here. And then this is going to be, what's it? Mushrooms. Which also means at that point, this can be the bottom. We could put insulated tile across here. So we will see about that. But we might as well get them to do some prep. Not that they're idle. I mean, they've got plenty to do. Nonetheless. I'd like them to have more to do. You mad? No, not mad. Alright. I mean, we've got loads of carbon dioxide down here. I think we just pump some in and just let it push the pressure up. I think that'll be fine. Because also we don't have to be particularly exact with this, because everything else that isn't the waterweed would be fine in carbon dioxide instead. So it's not actually a huge problem to do. I mean, the bigger problem is that I don't think we have any slime to feed them. But we could bring some back with the bog buckets. Yeah, we have 0 kilograms of slime. Right, you. I would like to build a solar panel. I probably want to make a little bit more glass, because I'm going to want a couple more solar panels on this. One day I'll actually put in the amount, but apparently not today. With that in mind... Oh no, look, this is fine. Just wanted to check that we had sufficient room here. Noticeably, I've left room for the rocket we have, but not for future rockets that might be taller. Oh well. Well, we have room for the rocket we have, so that'll do for a start. Alright, so we need to wait for the glass to get produced. Let's start trying to put stuff in bins near here so that we can access it a bit more straightforwardly. And potentially at a later date put up sweepers and stuff like that to handle it. I mean, I'm unlikely to get that far, to be honest, but, you know. It's good to have the option, eh? Right, so we set up a pump down here somewhere. Probably here. And pump a bunch of carbon dioxide into here. We would want to make the sort of flooring in advance, because otherwise when we try and pressurize it, it'll be in a different place. I don't quite understand how I managed to do that, but apparently I did. What the? I don't understand. There we go. Got ya. Sometimes the game is complicated in weird ways. Oh, I don't have enough materials. Oh, I don't know if I've got any more igneous rock anywhere. Can I free any up? Let's look at the mineral overlay. Oh yeah, I think there's a tiny bit here. One bit. I thought there might be more, but no. Do you want to deconstruct these? What is this built out of? Sedimentary rock? Alright then. Okay, me. That seems like fine, I guess. There is some in here. I wonder what the chances are of this breaking through. Probably not very high. This is granite. So we're probably relatively safe to do this. They say, fully expecting everything to go horribly wrong shortly. There we go. Right then. 1 second. It might be my shopping, but I can't tell, because there's once again an idiot at my gate who is incapable of using the intercom. I don't understand. Nemetrek, thank you so much for the boop and the resubscription. It is lovely to see you. I hope you are well and having a lovely day. 1 more month for an upgraded Shinebug. Thank you for your support, Nemetrek. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, I don't understand why apparently it's so incredibly difficult to use my intercom, but it really is. As far as I can tell. Oh, are they coming to my house? Give me 1 second, chat. I'll be right. The chair can keep you company. Yes, it is my shopping. I'll be 2 minutes while I take in my shopping.